Good morning. This is Kelloland on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
3 teenagers were arrested in connection with a Sunday morning break-in at a vape shop in Brandon. Police say the break-in happened just before 2 a.m. at High End Glass and Tobacco. When officers arrived on scene, the teens took off in a car that eventually crashed into a gas line.
The teens ran off, but 3 of them were later caught at a gas station near Interstate 90. 2 of the suspects are 15 years old. The other is 16. They are facing charges of third-degree burglary and intentional damage. Police are still looking for 2 other people connected to the break-in. A driver is facing several charges following a weekend pursuit that began in Lincoln County. Authorities say a Lincoln County deputy attempted to stop a pickup that was called in as a suspected drunk driver early Saturday morning.
The sheriff's department says the driver didn't stop and led the deputy on a pursuit that ended south of Wall Lake. The driver was arrested for eluding and a 3rd DUI, which is a felony. Strong winds made fighting a fire along I-90 difficult for crews in western South Dakota. The Kadoka Volunteer Fire Department says it happened just east of town before 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon.
Firefighters arriving on scene found a fire threatening to jump the interstate. Crews were able to keep it contained. Officials say the fire was likely caused by a set of tires found in a pasture.
Meanwhile, officials in Edmonds County say 13 departments responded to a grass fire on Sunday. Tractors with discs attached also helped contain the fire. Authorities say it happened between Bowdle and Roscoe.
The fire burned around 12 miles long and from a half-mile to 1.5 miles wide at times. 1 fire truck and tractor did burn up. No one was hurt.
2 people were taken to the hospital after a crash near Wall Lake. The Minnehaha County Sheriff's Office says it happened around 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon. A vehicle was northbound when it went onto the shoulder.
The driver overcorrected and lost control. The vehicle then entered the other ditch and rolled. 2 people were inside were thrown. 1 person suffered serious injuries. The Sheriff's Office is investigating the crash.
Now let's get a check of our forecast with meteorologist Scott Munt. A tale of 2 temperature zones this week, Scott.
Oh, something worth watching. And of course, when we have what Brian will call a temperature sandwich, that's when you can expect a decent storm system to move through. And we'll have that later in the week to help bring in some heavy snow in parts of central and north central South Dakota. I'll talk more about that a little later. In the meantime, today, temperatures will reach the 40s and 50s. We are starting with light snow showers in western South Dakota. Eventually seeing the sunshine this afternoon in western Kettleland and a high of 53 in Rapid City. More details on a Kettleland Live Doppler forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. Tomorrow is Election Day, and some people are ready for it to be over.
Kettleland News spoke with people out and about in downtown Sioux Falls yesterday to find out how they feel now that the election is wrapping up. Here's what they had to say.
It's kind of a relief, and especially for my mailbox, because I feel it's gotten to be like the political version of junk mail.
Elections are important, but the biggest problem that I've seen is that nobody is saying what they'll do. They're basically saying what the other person is not going to do, or, they don't have a plan for themselves. So I will be very happy when it's over, except that we have to live with the consequences.
Polls open at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Augustana students are bringing science displays to young students at Harrisburg's Adventure Elementary.
The college students used topics they are learning about in their own classes and brought them down to a level young kids would understand.
I'm hoping that students will understand more of the adaptation side of animals, because I don't think they really get to learn a lot of why animals have what they have. And I don't think students really learn a lot about biomes in school. So I think that just getting to know the animals that live in our world would be really cool for them.
At this station, students were asked a series of questions that would determine what animal they are more like and what characteristics that animal has.
You can help Native American kids in Sioux Falls this holiday season. Halona Fast Horse started the Indigenous Youth Winter Solstice program about 4 years ago.
It provides gifts to Native American kids. You can support the program by purchasing some of her handmade Christmas ornaments. This year, the program will sponsor 40 kids.
A lot of them come here and they're lost. They're not urban Indians. They come from reservation. Their families are not connected with churches and stuff because we have our own culture and beliefs.
You can buy the ornaments at Watauga Bowl in Sioux Falls, or you can reach out to Fast Horse on Facebook. That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Scott Bunn. Scott?
All right, good morning, everybody. We have light snow showers this morning in western South Dakota. They'll continue to move to the northeast. You see that here on Futurecast. And by this afternoon, they'll be in North Dakota. And with that, we'll have sunshine in Kettleland. Temperatures will hit the 40s and 50s for afternoon highs today. And tonight, mostly clear to partly cloudy. I think tomorrow we'll start with sunshine. Then you notice the thicker clouds as we go through the day. Tries to bring in that rain chance into Minnesota, maybe Iowa, continuing that 20 to 30% chance to see something in eastern Kettleland. And then look at the map here for Thursday. That's heavy snow, central to north central South Dakota. That's rain and thunderstorms in eastern and southeastern Kettleland. Storm Prediction Center even has Iowa and the southwestern Minnesota outlined in a severe thunderstorm chance. And here's a look at our wind gusts, and I'm focused across central South Dakota because this is where we'll have the heavy snow. You see these wind gusts over 40 miles per hour, approaching 50 for some locations. That will combine with the heavy snow to give you blizzard conditions come Thursday afternoon into Thursday evening. Now, the chance for snowfall amounts to exceed 3 inches looking likely western, central, and northern South Dakota. What about 6 inches or more? Well, we still have a bullseye there into north central Kettleland, at least an 86% chance to see 6 inches or more of snowfall in and around Mobridge. So stay tuned to the forecast as you do go through the work week. Now, in the meantime, today, temperatures will hit the 40s and 50s. We'll have partly cloudy skies this afternoon. Strong south winds in western South Dakota. Tonight, temperatures fall to the 20s and 30s, and then for tomorrow, temperatures hit the 40s, 50s, and 60s with an increase in cloud cover and an increasing chance for a rain shower in eastern South Dakota, Minnesota, and Iowa, probably later in the day. And you can check the details of the 7-day forecast while you're here online. Have a great day.